Today we're going to discuss about the evidences from comparative anatomy, evidences for biological evolution in evolution. And we have discussed about the evidences of biological evolution. So in that we have discussed the paleontological evidences, and today we're going to discuss about the evidences from comparative anatomy. Similarities in structure between the groups of organisms are accepted as the indicators of relationship. So each and every organism, that is the groups of organism, has some similarities, that is same characters. Due to that same characters, we are accepting there is some relationship between each and every organism. For example, a comparative study of the forelimbs of different vertebrates exhibit a fundamental plan of the similarity in structure. So, the example we took here is the vertebrates' forelimbs. So, they have the similar structure and different functions. Okay, there is a similarity in structure. The forelimbs we are taking it. So, the relationship can be studied under homologous organs, analogous organs, and vestigial organs, connecting links, and atavistic groups. So, this relationship, that is the comparative anatomy, is studied under these topics: homologous organs, analogous organs, vestigial organs, connecting links, and atavistic organs. Homologous means what? So they are similar in structure but the function is different. Analogous means different in structure, similar in function. Vestigial means once upon a time it was there in the ancestor but now it is disappeared. That organs are called vestigial organs. Connecting links. So there is a connecting link between each and every organisms. So that connecting links will lead a life of two different phylums. Okay, atavistic. Atavistic, the vestigial organs comes again. Okay, so the ancestor organs will appear in any one of the generation. That is called the atavistic organs. So now we will see the homologous structure. In vertebrates, the comparative anatomical studies relieves a basic plan in various structures such as forelimbs and hind limbs. The forelimbs of vertebrates exhibits the anatomical similarity with each other and is made up of similar bones such as humerus, radius, ulnus, carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. So we are going to discuss about here the forelimbs, that is they show the similarities in structure but dissimilarities in function. So we have to count the forelimbs, that is they possess humerus, radius, ulna, carpals and metacarpals and phalangeous bones. And you can see the various organisms, that is the bird, the bat, whale, cat and horse and human, and you can see here the humerus, and you can see, that is you can see the ulna, radius, carpal and phalanges with different colors, and you can see that is the same type of bones is seen in each and every organism given here, but the function is different. For example, in human we use our forelimbs for carrying the weight, that is we are holding it in our hands, that is in our with the help of the fingers, that is phalanges, with the help of it we can able to hold the weight. And in horse it is used for galloping. So like that each and every, that is the forelimb is here, and in birds it is used for flight. Okay, so this is the homology, that is the in structural they are same but in function they are different. And next, the structures which are similar in organ but perform different functions are called homologous structures that brings about divergent evolution. So as we said, in structure they are same, but in function, they are same, but in function they are different. So in based on this type of evolution is called divergent evolution. So this they may ask in your 2 mark. Similarly, the thorn in plants, till now we have seen about the animals, now we are going to see in plants. Similarly, the thorns of bougainvillea and the tendrils of cucurbita and Pisum sativum represents the homology. So, bougainvillea is a paper flower plant and cucurbita is pumpkin and Pisum sativa is pea plant. So the thorn in bougainvillea is used for defense mechanism, and in cucurbita and Pisum sativa the tendrils is used for climbing to the support, okay, as a support in climbing. Analogous structure, same, that is analogous structure means the structure is different and function is same. For example, the wings of birds and insects are different in structure, but the function is flight. So you can see here, so the birds, that is the birds has the wings, and similarly the insect is also having wings. And what is the function? The function is flight. So here the flight is same, that is same function, but the structure, as you see with the structure, it is different. Okay, so that type is called convergent evolution. So same function but different structure shows convergent evolution. So other examples, that is eyes of octopus and mammals. So they have a relationship. Okay, eyes of octopus and mammals and flippers of penguins and dolphins. And root modification in plants, the root modification in sweet potato and stem modification in potato are analogous organs because their function is same, that is storage of food. Okay. And next, vestigial organs, the structure that are of no use to the possessor and are not necessary for their existence are called vestigial organs. So there are some structure which is not in use but used to the possessor who is having that, so it disappears. Such kind of organs is called vestigial organs. So the vestigial organs may be considered as remnants of the structure which were well developed and functional in ancestor but disappeared in course of evolution due to their non-utilization. So once upon a time the vestigial organs are fully developed and they are functional, but due to evolution it got disappeared due to the non-usage of the organ. So the human appendix is the remnant of ceca and which is functional in the digestive tract of the herbivorous animals like rabbit. So in human, our appendix, that is that appendix is vermiform appendix now, but once upon a time it has the ceca as it possesses in the rabbit. Okay, as it possesses in the rabbit. Why this cecum appendix was seen means the herbivorous, that is the cellulose that is seen in the plants has to digest. For that the cecum is well developed at that time. But after the change in cooking process, the change of taking diet in the human being, that is there is due to the change, we have taking the cooking diet now, no. So because of the cooking, the cellulose was digested in the halfway while cooking. By keeping warm, it was somewhat softened. So due to that, the that cecum appendix lost its function and it is disappeared, and now it is vermiformed appendix. Same way, once upon a time the tail was there in the human beings, but now we doesn't have the tail. So it is also one of the reason, that is we doesn't use the tail because of non-usage, the tail was disappeared. Okay, so some of the examples of the vestigial organs is coccyx, wisdom teeth, ear muscles, body has mammae in mammal, that is mammae in male, nictitating membrane. So these are also considered as the vestigial organs. Coccyx means a small tiny bone seen at the backbone's end position. Wisdom teeth, so you can wisdom teeth and the ear muscle. So we also have a like an elephant like ears, but now it is not, it is somewhat, it is so much reduced, and the body hair is also not there. So when the chimpanzee, the apes, they have possesses body hairs, but now we doesn't have it. And mammary in mammals, mammary means the mammary, that is in male, the mammary glands for produces milk, but now it was disappeared. Okay, nictitating membrane in the eye. So these are the some of the vestigial organs. Connecting link. There are some of the organism possesses two different groups characters. Such organisms are called connecting links. So example, Periplatyus. Periplatyus is the connecting link between annelids and arthropods. Annelids is a worm, that is the earthworm phylum, and arthropod is the cockroach, that is the insect phylum. So Periplatyus shows these two group link characters. So it is a connecting link. Archaeopteryx, that is a connecting link between reptiles and aves. So this they may ask in your 1 mark. Atavistic organs. Sudden appearance of the vestigial organs in highly evolved organisms. So the highly evolved organism, now the human being got a tail, then it is an atavistic group which was seen once upon a time in our ancestor, but due to evolution it was disappeared, but suddenly it appears, means that is called atavistic organ. So example, the presence of tail in a human baby is an atavistic organ. Hope you understand the video. If you have any doubts, post your doubts in the comment box. And if you want to watch the Tamil version of this video, I had given a link in the description box, that is in a box. You can go and click the link for Tamil version and give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.